Welcome to Between the Shelves, the premier Sable Library podcast. I am your host, Alex, and I am joined once again this week by our Assistant Director, Tim.
Hello.
Adult Services Librarian, Kristina.
Hello.
Welcome back, Kristina. Should I just start over? It's like a roadblock with Kristina every time. Right. Adult Services Librarian, Kristina.
Hello.
And Patron Services Extraordinaire, Rachel. Welcome back.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
So this is a What Are You Into episode. We didn't have to do any research on this one, I hope. It's just, we're going to be talking about what we're into right now.
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit of research. So I'll start things off. I have two books I want to talk about. They're both by the same author, so I'm lumping them into one thing. The author's name is Jill Lepore. Have you heard of her?
I think so.
She's a historian. She's a Harvard historian of American history. But she is a fantastic writer. She wrote a book called These Truths that came out a few years ago. It's like an entire history of America, which is one of the best history books I've ever read. I can't recommend it highly enough. But that's not the book I'm here to talk about. The book I'm here to talk about is her most recent book called The Deadline, which is a collection of all of her essays and, that she wrote in The New Yorker, I think, for the last 20 years or so. It's just a fantastic collection of her writings. It covers everything from like her personal biographies to things that were going on at the time. Like she covers the pandemic, she covers Trump, she covers all sorts of stuff that's going on in the world, school shootings, things like that. So those are all just like fantastic accounts of what's going on in the world at the time by one of the most prolific historians that's working right now. So those are all great reads. But she also just does articles, essays on things that interest her. So she does a whole one on the history of Bratz dolls, which is extremely interesting. And it goes into like all the copyright lawsuit things that they got into with Barbie and Mattel, because the creator of Bratz worked for Mattel and left to start Bratz, and there was this huge battle over like, is Bratz should Mattel own Bratz since it was developed while he worked there. And it's a really fascinating story. That's a whole fascinating story, but because she is an incredibly prolific and intelligent person, she also ties it in with like the whole women's movement thing that was happening at the same time, and it's just she just finds a way to take like the smallest grain of a story that's already interesting enough, and then she just adds layer and layer and layer to it until by the time you're done reading this article about Bratz dolls, you're like, oh, I understand America. You know, that she just has like that way of writing. Another interesting one she wrote about is like the history of dystopian and utopian fiction, and how dystopian fiction and utopian fiction sort of like go back and forth through history and reflect the times that they were written in. So that was really interesting. She writes biographies on like people that are like adjacent to famous people. So she writes a whole essay on the sister of Herman Melville and Benjamin Franklin's wife. So like in how they have just led extremely interesting lives and just are just under the shadow of their more famous relative. So it's just really, really great writing. The book's pretty long, but if you aren't really clicking with an essay, just skip to the next one. You'll find something of value. So that's The Deadline. That's her collection of essays. And then I read another book by her called Joe Gould's Teeth, which is a really interesting title. This is a much shorter book, and I didn't even realize it wasn't a novel until I was halfway through it. It's just such a strange history book that it could be fiction. It's a biography of a writer called Joe Gould, who was an eccentric sort of writer in New York City in the like 20s, 30s, around there, who kind of like ran with the same circle as like E.E. Cummings and Ezra Pound and all these famous writers now. And Joe Gould was sort of the pioneer of like oral histories. So he would just interview people. He would just write down everything he heard on the streets. He would write down what was going on the radio. He would just ride the subway for an entire day and just write down conversations he heard. And it turned out that he actually had a mental disability called graphology or graphomania, which he was a compulsive writer. Like he had to continue, like constantly write. So that's like one of his like little eccentricities. But he also kept pet seagulls and claimed that he could talk to seagulls. So he's a character. Yeah. And as he, his life goes on, he starts to develop like a fame. He starts to become like a famous quantity, like a person in New York City. And there was like a famous profile written about him in the New Yorker called Professor Siegel. Off of he would just go around squawking in the streets, and he just became known.
Okay.
And he became world famous from this. And basically, like he would spread a rumor that he was working on the longest book ever written, like an oral history of the entire United States. And he claimed that he had like rooms full of boxes of his writings and everything, and he had like publishers like on the string for publishing it, and E.E. Cummings and Ezra Pound were like backing him up, like, yeah, he's a great writer, he's like prolific, but like he would never produce evidence that he had any of these writings. So he kind of just strung people along for years, and then he kind of has like, not just, I don't want to spoil the end of the book, but he sort of has a tragic end. That takes place in Long Island. So if you're a fan of Long Island history, he kind of...
Long Island.
Well, now you know where I'm from. But he ends up in the Pilgrim Psychiatric Center in Islip, and that's kind of where his story comes to an end. But it's just a fascinating story of Jill Lepore, who's, again, like this great historian, trying to like uncover, one, like, does this his manuscript exist? And because he was in and out of psychiatric centers and things his whole life, or just couch surfing his way through New York City and bumping shoulders with all these great writers, like, is there any record of him at all? So it's just a really fascinating book, and it's not too long. It's under 200 pages, so highly recommend that. Joe Gould's Teeth by Jill Lepore. He didn't have teeth, by the way. That was another thing about him.
It reminded me of the Pigeon Man from Hey Arnold, so I was just trying to figure out. It actually says that he is most likely a reference to the Birdman of Alcatraz.
Yeah, I was kidding, but
who is a convicted murderer. So children's shows are fun.
They get away with a lot.
So that's what I'm into right now, the books of Jill Lepore. So check them out.
Nice.
Who wants to go next?
Oh, I guess me. So I wanted to talk about a TV show that me and my younger son Ben watched together called Ghosts. And it's on CBS. It's based on a UK version of it. So it's kind of like The Office. But basically there's an old lady who passes away. She has no kids, no other family. Her next of kin is like a great niece, whatever. So she dies and leaves her mansion to her. So her and her husband move in. And then one day, the lady has an accident and falls down the stairs and is clinically dead for about 2 minutes. And when she wakes up, she can see ghosts. And there's all these ghosts in the house, and they've all died on the property, going back to like...
Hundreds of years.
Like Thor is a Viking, so it's going back to like year 1000 or something. But there's Native American, there's someone from the American Revolution, there's a hippie from Woodstock, and there are all these characters. They all died, and they're all wearing the clothes that they died in.
Yeah.
It's just such a good family-friendly, like, comedy-style show, because there's so many different storylines you can do with it. She's the only one who can see the ghost. There's no one else. So it's like she's having a conversation with the ghost right now, like, let's say, and her husband's sitting there and there's like nobody there, and she's talking to herself. And it's so good, and so many different things can be introduced. Like, one person recently died on the property, and she was the ex-wife of one of the current ghosts there. And so now they're living together, but during her life, she ended up having an affair with her husband's friend. So now they're stuck together for eternity. And they basically stay there. So they're like kind of like this in-between world. So they're not in heaven yet, or whatever you believe in. And they call it getting sucked off, which is when they go up to heaven. So for whatever reason, they have lessons to learn still. They have to work out their stuff, and they're here. So they're just waiting to get sucked off.
Yeah, that's a cool layer to it.
Yeah, it's really fun. There's a 50s ghost who's missing a head because he crashed his car. There's just like so many storylines that can be done.
And you're watching this with your young son, is that right?
He's an old soul.
Okay.
There's not a lot of half-hour comedies out there that are good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, and the British version, I don't know if that's still going on or not.
I don't think so. That ended.
Yeah, they usually don't last for too long.
No, I mean, I like both. They're both very different styles of comedy. But, I mean, in the last episode, for instance, Isaac, who's from the American Revolution, when he lived, he didn't know about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs weren't a thing yet. They weren't proven. So he finds out dinosaurs were real, and he's, like, losing his mind because the woman is showing him pictures of them. And at the end, he's just like, Stegosaurus charge, you know? And he just, like, runs. And it's so funny.
Sounds funny.
It
yeah.
is.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
There's just another on the half-hour comedy.
We're not going to talk about that shade you just threw.
What?
There aren't any other good
There's not as many as there used to be.
No,
Here's one.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot more in the 90s and early 2000s. So one that's out on Apple TV is The Completely Made Up Adventures of Dick Turpin that I would highly recommend. A very goofy comedy of like someone that wants to be a Robin Hood type figure, but he's terrible at it, and he knows that, so he's just there for the outfits. And it's a great show. British.
It's Noel Coward, right? Or
Noel Coward, yeah. And he's from, what was this?
I know him from Mighty Boosh.
Mighty Boosh, yeah. And it's a lot of the actors from Mighty Boosh are in it, too.
Nice.
Like, make special appearances. Actually, there's also a character, one of the villains is from Downton Abbey. He was the main father, I think, on Downton Abbey. I never watched Downton Abbey, I'm sorry.
I saw a few episodes.
Yeah. But that's a great show. Very short. It's only like 7 or 8 episodes. Okay. And I don't know if we'll ever come back again because I don't know how popular it actually was, but I would definitely recommend that as another good half-hour comedy.
One other thing I forgot about Ghosts is cool is so they each have a special power based on how they died. So Thor, for instance, got struck by lightning because he's wearing a metal helmet. Because again, nobody knew that was dangerous, and he can manipulate electricity. So he can use his finger to like turn on a light, which also like scares the livings because they don't know what's going on. Or Hetty was a jazz singer, and she can hum, so you just hear like humming, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's giving me ideas for a role-playing game.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Going back to our board game episode. Kristina, what are you into right now?
I recently saw Late Night with the Devil, which is a newish horror movie. So it's a found footage horror movie. The premise is that there's this lost episode of a famous talk show called Night Owls with, I think, Jack Delroy, and his ratings are starting to slip, so he decides to bring on a guest who is rumored to be possessed. But he also brings along someone who debunks paranormal stuff, and also someone who claims to be a medium. And as it turns out, bringing someone who's possessed onto your live late night talk show is a bad idea. And he ends up summoning a demon, essentially, on the show for all of these late night guests to witness as he, like, interviews all of these people. And it's a very good horror movie. There's no, like, jump scares or anything. It's not, like, that kind of movie. It's just incredibly unsettling the whole time you're watching it.
I've been wanting to watch this movie for a long time now. Ever since I saw the trailer a while back. I've never seen it. I like exorcism movies. Like, I find them very creepy. But I can't imagine an exorcism movie in front of a live audience. Like, it's just hard for me to even visualize. So.
Plus, the actor is a great character actor that's playing
the lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Neither can I.
Because he's a character actor, but you'll know him.
David
and some longer last name. He was in a lot of the Marvel movies, the Ant-Man movies. He's
also done a lot of horror movies, too. Yeah.
I really want to watch that, but it's on Shudder.
Excellent. I actually went to the movies to see it.
Oh, I didn't know it was in the theaters.
Yeah,
okay.
It had like a 2-week run in theaters.
Were there other people there?
I went to see it at like 1:00 on a Wednesday afternoon.
Seniors? There's some seniors there?
No, there was... I thought I was going to have the whole theater to myself. When I bought the ticket in advance, and I picked the showing based on... Because there were other showings, like, the day before. So I was off on that day. And I was like, well, there's no one in this showing, so I'm going to go to that one. But then, like, after the movie started, a couple walked in. I was like, God damn it.
The audacity of that.
Ruined. Yeah. How am I going to eat my snacks real loud in here?
Get real rowdy.
Yeah.
It will be coming out on DVD eventually, so
yeah.
The library will have it. Take a look. Keep an eye out for it. What is it? Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah. Dave. I looked up the actor's name. It's like David Dalmalkian. I've never even.
Alex, put it on hold for me.
I will. I promise. I'm not even sure if it's available to order yet.
Probably
but once I do,
yet.
Yeah. Very cool. Do you? Anybody else have anything else to talk about? I have one more thing.
I can.
Let's see. So there's a TV show that I would recommend called Shōgun, which it's still ongoing right now. It's on FX, Hulu, Disney Plus, whatever the new mega corporation is. It's everywhere. It's all of those three things, and it's basically it's a
Shōgun was a book that came out in the 80s, maybe, and then they adapted it in a TV series, probably in the 80s or 90s. I've never seen it, but this version is, I think it's supposed to be pretty authentic to more authentic to Japanese culture, and it takes place in feudal Japan, where it's basically a very Game of Thrones-y type of political machinations going on of different feudal lords trying to someone wants to be top dog, basically. And
yeah, the emperor dies, and then it's like the five lords that are all vying for the throne.
And to throw in the mix is there's
what the interesting part is that at the same time there's Portuguese are in Japan trading, and then an English British sailor shows up with a ship full of weapons, and you're not sure exactly why he's there, and he does know what the Portuguese are up to, and they hate each other. So, and he's kind of being tossed around as a pawn piece. Mm-hmm. So all of that makes for a really good show. Beautiful. I mean, it's amazing. Like, the visuals of the show is amazing.
It's a great show.
Yeah, I'm watching it too. I was going to hold off talking about it until it ended. I think episode 8 just came out at the time of us recording this episode. I'm not sure how many episodes it will be, but it's a mini series. Like, once it's undone, it's done. But yeah, the production value is it's phenomenal. It looks better than every movie I've seen this year. Yeah. It's phenomenal. But yeah, the acting is great. I like everything about it. Mm-hmm. I'll hold some of my reservations until I watch all of it, but so far I'm riveted. Like, I'm watching it the second it's available.
My one thing that I don't like about the show actually is the main character.
The English guy?
The English guy. He's not a good actor. No. But despite that, it's a great show.
Yeah, he's not my favorite, and he talks like Batman, which gets me upset.
And he's got a neck like a tree trunk.
He does.
You're really selling it.
Despite that, it's a great show.
I thought one of the Game of Thrones guys was in it.
In it, you might be thinking of the 3-body problem.
Yes, but
because that has a Game of Thrones. I don't think there's any Game of Thrones actors in this one that I've seen.
No, the lead lord, the protagonist guy, he's in a bunch of stuff. I just can't.
Yeah, he's a great actor too.
Drop his name. Yeah.
Todorogo.
Yeah, really great. It's my favorite show on right now, but I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
Yeah, same.
I have one other thing to talk about. It's a movie, and I thought this would counterbalance my heavy history books that I was just talking about. So this is a very fun movie. I totally put this on a whim. It's called Police Story from 1985. Have you heard of it?
Is that with Jackie Chan?
Oh, yeah. It is a Chinese action comedy written, directed, and starring Jackie Chan.
Now, it's a classic.
It is a classic. I think it's in the Criterion Collection, which is why I was like, oh, well, if it's in the Criterion Collection, it's got to be pretty good, right? Yeah. This movie is so good.
I thought you were going to say bad.
No, I wouldn't talk about it if it was...
so bad, it's good.
I have a new respect for Jackie Chan. This is one of the best action comedy movies I have ever seen. It is so fun. if you liked the Rush Hour movies, this is the germ that created all of those movies.
Yeah.
And it is so much better than Rush Hour and Shanghai Nights and all of those spin-offs. Christina's looking at me like...
Rush Hour is a classic.
I liked Rush Hour.
Wouldn't exist though.
You have to watch this movie. The choreography, the action scenes are phenomenal. I've never seen anything like this movie.
And Jackie Chan is legit
Jackie
funny.
Chan is legitimately hilarious. He is... Okay, so imagine like how good he is in all the American stuff you've seen him in, like action-wise. Imagine him
Jackie
in the
Chan is
peak
very
of his
good.
athletic ability. He's like in his mid-20s in this movie. He's jumping off buildings. He's jumping onto moving buses. He is jumping 3 stories in crowded malls into panes of glass. Like, I don't know how he survived. And then like the quote-unquote blooper reel they play at the closing
Always
credits.
the best part of a Jackie Chan movie.
It's just people being carried out in stretchers.
Oh my God.
It's like China had like no regulations for like stunt safety coordinators at all. Like people are just being carted out in stretchers. Like it's insane.
And were there multiple
There's
police stories?
3. He wrote and directed 1 and 2. I'm going to watch 2. I don't think I'll go on from there because I think they drop off after he stops getting involved in the creative side. Anyways, his choreography is fantastic, but the movie is so funny. I was not expecting to laugh out loud at a 1985 Chinese movie starring Jackie Chan, but I was legitimately laughing out loud. He is so funny. His facial expressions just sell all of the bits. The situations he puts himself in and he has to crawl his way out of are just hilarious. This movie like completely caught me off guard. It has some of the best physical comedy I've seen since like Buster Keaton. Like I'm telling you, it's like so good. If you're looking for like just like a fun movie, check it out. I think it's on like HBO Max. We have it, I'm sure, at the library or some library has it. It's fantastic. And if you like it and you want to learn more about Jackie Chan, there's a great YouTube video by a channel called Every Frame a Painting that does like video essays on films. And they do a whole like 30-minute episode on just Jackie Chan's like Chinese career and like his stunt choreography and directing prowess. And it's fascinating. Like it just goes into all the details of like how he is just so meticulous with the way he directs, composes shots, like his choreography. Like it's amazing. Like this, I love Jackie Chan. He's an incredibly impressive person.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out. It's called Police Story. That's what I got.
I got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
93%?
Should be higher.
Should be. That's about right. Shouldn't be high. 93 is right. So. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.